Hello, good evening. Ay, good evening, afternoon pala. Sanay kasi ako ng Leadership Monday na ano eh. Alas 9 ng gabi. Hindi. So, asan ba tayo? Nasa Cafe Lions. Ang topic po natin ngayong hapon ay mentoring hour, modern mentoring. So, we're just waiting na dumami yung yung papasok sa ating live sessions. Sanay kayo na ako lang yung kausap nyo. But today, nakita nyo ba yan? Mga malulupit na mga mentors at coaches. Ayan, ang makakausap natin. Magpapakilala sila mamaya. Ayan. So, mamaya i-flip ko yung camera para pwede tayong mag-close up. So, we're just waiting. Siguro in 5 minutes, we'll start, So, maganda yung agenda natin ngayon. So, medyo iba yung agenda natin this afternoon. Nasanay po kayo na may tanong kayo, sasagutin ko. Pero yung ngayon is really a conversation with these people. Sasamantalahin natin yung bibigay nila ng panahon dito. So, I prepared a few questions na sasagutin. Unang-una, bakit kailangan maging mentor ang mga leaders? Ano ba yung mga challenges kapag mentor ka? Tapos ano yung mga pitfalls o kaya yung mga pagkakamaling ginagawa ng mga mentors? Why mentoring becomes ineffective? Kasi marami reklamo din yan ng iba. And then what does good mentoring look like? And how does it sound, yung good mentoring? Yan yung mga pag-uusapan natin ngayong hapon. Plus, sa dulo nito, meron kaming konting vlogging na gagawin. Program na we're very proud of kasi it's co-created by some of the experts in the field of talent development. Ayan. So, dumadami na po yung nasa room natin. Ayan. So, yung mga tanong po ninyo, i-reserve nyo lang po. Mamayang gabi, meron tayong Leadership Monday, 9 to 10. Susubukan ko sagutin yung tanong kung maubusan tayo ng time dito because we're just doing this for an hour, So, having said that, siguro we should start, So, ipi-flip ko lang itong, yung ating camera. Paano ba ginagawa yun? Paano ba ginagawa yun? Ayan, yun ang problema ng lolo nyo. Hindi marunong mag-flip ng camera. Ayun, flip camera. Ayan. Yun, na-flip na yung camera. Yan, para pwede tayong mag-zoom. Yan, tutuloy natin to habang nagmimerienda. So you can see kung may mga tanong din. Pagka merong medyo magandang tanong, subukan natin sagutin. So, simulan natin. Mag-introduce siguro muna tayo ng mga kasama natin dito sa room. Simulan natin kay Coach Rai. Ayan.
Hi, good afternoon to everyone. So I'm Coach Rai Cruz, Leadership Development and Positive Psychology Coach, Mentor, and Facilitator.
Yan. At membro rin po ng Philippine Society for Talent Development.
Handling yung mentoring committee.
So yan.
Chair ng mentoring committee.
All right.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Jerry Plana. I head an organization that accredits organizations for good practice in leadership. So I am a past president of PSTD and as well as PMAP.
People Management Association.
People Management Association. Okay?
Ayan.
Ayan, yan.
Hello.
Halika rito.
Halika, Elsie.
Ayan. Sige,
So,
naka-live na tayo.
Naka-live na tayo.
Okay.
Tsaka nag-introduce na kami. So, turn ko na. Hello everybody. My name is Ruby Palma. And I'm currently a board of trustee of the Philippine Society for Talent and Development. I was also former president of the International Coach Federation Philippine Chapter. Tapos ngayon is a principal partner of Leadership in Motion. It is a coaching and consulting company that will be celebrating globally 40 years this year. So, on leadership, in sustainability, etc., and many other topics. Tsaka mentoring is very important for us as well. And coaching.
Dahil nandito ka na, LC, magpakilala.
Oo, pakilala ka na.
Get that mic. Ayan, Pasali ka. Ayan, mic. Use the mic.
Akala ko kakain lang ako dito. Ayun, akala ko I'm just going to play a supporting role today. Part of the show pala ka. Hi everyone. So I'm Elsie Shalana. And yeah, I'm a member of the mentoring committee for Philippine Society for Talent Development. So in terms of profession, what I do is, well, I'm currently managing 2 companies right now.
2 companies.
One is an HR consulting company, which is WeConnect HR Solutions. It's been in the industry for 6 years already, and I have a baby company, which is Hard Hub Ltd Services Corporation, and we're doing headhunting. So 2 years in the industry. Naghahanap ng mga aplikante, marami kaming aplikante, naghahanap ng mga empleyado, marami pwede namin kayong tulungan. So that's what we do. And so yeah, I'm also doing mentoring for PMAP. For their program, and then currently I just accepted actually a faculty position for Binild,
Wow.
De La Salle Binild for HR management. So yeah, those are some of the things that I'm busy with right now.
Okay. Siyempre, yung on camera, yung ating on the camera. Tingnan natin. Ayan. Okay.
Naka-zoom yan, sir. Makakita yung purse ko dyan. Hello, everyone. My name is Annalyn Martin. Actually, one of the founders of Leansys IT Solutions. We basically provide training and certification programs here in the Philippines for IT and non-IT, best practices and governance. So we're excited for this mentoring program because I'm also part of the mentoring committee for the year 2026. And we are looking forward and we are so excited to share with you what PSTD mentoring course is all about.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So far, we have 144 people in the room. So may abot ng libo yan. Ano tayo ha? Ang ating language to use is English, Tagalog, Taglish. Para komportable tayong lahat. No? So, as I mentioned earlier, no, meron tayong agenda ngayong hapon at ang ating key topic is mentoring. Ano ba yung mentoring na yan? Siguro yun yung unang definition. Ano ba yung mentoring? How would you define it? Siguro simulan natin kay Jerry. No? Ano ba yung mentoring?
Alam mo, natanong mo yan, Edwin. Sa akin, ang pinakasimpleng definition ng mentoring is a learning partnership.
Learning partnership.
So, dalawang tao, nagkaroon sila ng agreement that they will each be learning partners to help one of them, which is the mentee in this particular case. So, yun ang pinaka-simplest definition.
Meron ba kayong gustong idagdag doon?
Maraming paraan kasi mag-develop ng tao. Ang mentoring ay isa yon sa approach ng pag-develop ng tao. Katapat niya, equally important yung teaching, coaching, consulting, counseling even, tsaka training and facilitating. Yun. So isa siya.
maraming no? So those are different interventions. Are we saying mentoring is all that? Or ano siya, kategorya nung...
Guess what? Isa siya. Pero ang mentoring natutunan ko ngayon, pwedeng mag-encompass siya ng lahat na yan. Very expansive.
Sige.
Magandang summary dyan sa sinabi ni Ruby is they're all development conversations. So they all have one aim to help somebody really grow and develop.
Okay. Yes. Alright.
Ayan. Para sa akin naman, it's more of parang having a learning and growth relationship with one another. But as a mentor, yun nga, libre, no? You give it for free just for the sake of achieving a certain goal nung organization that you work with.
Okay. Elsie, you want to weigh in?
Well, actually, related to what everyone said, it's an intentional conversation. Hindi siya basta kwentuhan lang, nag-usap kayo, tas bahala na kung anong mapag-usapan nyo, pero meron siyang developmental goal na tina-target. At yun yung nag-shape sa conversation. Mamaya, I think, baka mapag-usapan yung mga different skills na may kinalaman sa mentoring. Pero it really entails a lot of asking, listening, purposeful telling between the mentor and the mentee. Pero yun nga hindi lang actually yung mentee yung natututo sa mentoring, but also the mentor. So meron siyang purpose at meron siyang developmental outcome for both the members of the relationship.
So two people, I think yun yung that it's a partnership. Ngayon, so I'm thinking about it. So madalas kasi kapag ka yung nag-identify ka ng skill set ng mga supervisors, mga managers sa kumpanya, madalas lalabas yung kasama sa listahan yung pagiging good coach, being good mentor. And kapag ka tinanong mo yung mga managers kung nagme-mentor ba sila, ang laging sagot, oo. Di ba? Araw-araw nagme-mentor ako. Pag nagpapamiting ako, nagme-mentor ako. Pag pinagagalitan ko yung mga staff ko, nagme-mentor ako. When I'm giving instruction, nagme-mentor ako. No? Pero I think there's a difference between managing and mentoring. And later on, we'll identify the distinction between coaching and between managing people and mentoring, and why not all managers are good mentors, no? Pero before we do that, I think ang isang kailangan nating i-recognize is importante na ang manager, if you want to develop people, you have to be a good mentor. Okay? So, bakit importante na kung manager ako at tingin ko araw-araw naman ako nagme-mentor, bakit kailangan ko pang i-develop? Hindi ba intuitive na yan? No? Why should I develop mentoring skills? Yes, it's Jerry.
Kung merong isang word that best describes what a mentor offers, it's the word advice.
Advice.
Diba? Advice, which hopefully comes from wisdom. So, sinasabi mo kanina, Edwin, why do I need to be good at it? Kasi merong mga perception na parang, mentor, I do mentoring every day.
Nagbibigyan mo lang ako advice.
But do you know that as we are now discovering in our discussions, that advice giving is not just one form. It's not just telling people what to do. That is how we have a very limited view of what advice is. Ngayon, as we will take a look at how modern mentoring is evolving, the way we find out, there's so many ways of giving useful advice.
Yung anong difference? Kasi minsan yung lahat advice pati instruction advice
Yun siguro ang dapat natin i-distinguish. No? When you're giving instructions, giving orders, hindi mentoring yun. You're not developing people. You're managing. Yung sinasabi mo kanina, no? So anything that's developing, growing the person, dun papasok sa mentoring.
Okay.
So yung advice na yon, I think if there are so many ways of giving advice, dapat may konting training ang mentor. At saka kung kailan papasok, kaya nga sinabi ni Elsie kaninang purposeful telling or purposeful advising. Hindi yung basta banat ka ng banat at bigay ka ng bigay na advice. You know, there's such a thing as overwhelming somebody with advice. And by the way, there's another thing about advice. Not all advice is good. There can be bad advice. Kaya nga, hindi tayo pwedeng, hindi ko na kailangan ng training. Magme-mentor ako, I'll just give all my advices.
Tinuturuan. Kasi madalas ganun mentoring, parang synonymous to teaching. Parang ganun. Ganito gawin mo, di ba?
Yeah.
And you're coming from your own perspective, no? Coming from your own experience.
Yes.
And just to add, minsan kasi if you give advice and pag ginawa niya yung advice mo, yung mentee mo, tapos nagkamali. So ang sisi is more of the, sabi ng mentor ko, ganito Di ba? So maling advice pala to si mentor, hindi pala to good mentor, bad mentor. Di ba? So yun yung mga yung mga masasabi natin na challenges or in being having a mentor or in mentoring.
Kaya importante na intentional. Diba? Intentional. Example lang, may bagong leader. Kaya even a senior leader. Tapos may mentor siya. No? At si mentor, may experience siya on anong pinagdadaanan ng mentee. Diba? At magkakwento siya ng experience niya. Diba? Yun isang point of learning. Kasi natuturuan niya yung mentee through the lived experience ng mentor. Diba? Real life experience niya. So yun ang isa sa mga, I think, intentional way of giving. Diba? Kasi parang nag-i-impart ka Yun ang sinasabi natin. Hindi lang isa yun sa positive na nakikita ko sa mentoring kasi kailangan merong wisdom
Yun.
at experience yung mentor. Hindi ka pwedeng lahat mag-mentor. No? May example ako. Coach kasi ako, no? Pero inimbitahan ako one day to mentor, to be a possible coach. Ang tawag pa nga nila noon, coach for somebody who is a top leader of a network. Okay? And then nung nag-interview, ang tanong sa akin, kaya mo ba siyang i-coach kung lilipat sila sa digital platforms? Or kung anong gagawin nila dito sa television at paano nila ma-expand ang market nila? Ang sabi ko, coach po ako, leadership coach. I can coach the person. But in terms of his expertise, diba, yung kanyang hinihingi na expertise, knowledge, and experience in networks and yung mga ganito, baka kailangan niya ng mentor. So sabi ko, hindi ako pwede dyan. Ganyan. So importante, alam mo rin kung kailan ka susugod o kailan mo sasabihin, I'm not the best fit for that.
Okay. So what you're saying, Ruby, in effect, in my mind is magkaiba yung coaching at saka mentoring. As a mentor, I think you can coach, no? Pero as a coach, you have to recognize yung limitation nung yung saan yung boundaries ng coaching and when mentoring is actually
May match. May match yun in terms of expertise.
may match, baka hindi nyo natin kasi.
Gusto ko ibigay isang bagay sa discussion natin na very important. Meron itong kasabihan na what got you here won't get you there.
Yeah.
That is a very important phrase.
Kahawig ni Jerry yun.
for mentoring, di ba? Kasi kahit na yung sinasabi ni Ruby na I've been an expert in a certain field, but that was a long time ago, and I'm mentoring somebody who's new now under a different context. You cannot be attached even if you're giving advice. Because your advice, which worked before became successful for you, may not work for this newbie in a different context. Kaya yung word na attachment to the advice is very critical in the modern mentoring field. You should not be attached. It should be offered. During my time, in similar situation, ito mga ginawa ko. But I'm not sure if this will work for you. What do you think? Dapat
Lapit mo yung mic sa
dapat ganon ang conversation. Di ba? So yan ang sinasabi natin, ganon nag-evolve yung modern mentoring ngayon.
Okay.
Okay.
Sige, hindi pa nasasatisfy yung curiosity ko dun sa tanong na bakit kailangan ng mga leaders or ng mga managers na ma-develop yung kanilang mentoring skills. Kasi, it sounds to me, so I take on the ignorant perspective, na parang it requires a lot of giving. What do I get in return kung manager ako? Why should I? And dami-dami kong priorities and daming mga urgent and important na I have to deal with. People have to achieve their KPIs, no? Merong mga tasks for the day that they need to deliver. Why should I invest time in dadagdag pa tong mentoring na ito na it sounds like a lot of conversations, So, di ba mas mabilis na sabihin ko na lang sa kanila, ito gawin nyo, di ba? So, why should I go for mentoring when I can just tell people what to do?
Okay. That's a very good question. Magandang katanungan yan, Edwin. I think we need to contextualize the value of mentoring now versus before, because mentoring has been around for centuries. Let's face it. Pero anong pagkakaiba ngayon? In a VUCA environment, yung fast-changing environment, uncertain environment, mentoring
I'm out, Jerry. Ano yung VUCA?
Volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous.
And ambiguous
Environment. So kumbaga sa magulo. We are in a turbulent environment. We are in an uncertain environment. Under a context like that, development or growth of people becomes more critical to improve performance. So if leaders are not mentoring, they don't have any chance of improving performance through people. Kasi kung puro managing ka lang, you give direction. Hanggang saan na ang kakakayanan ng mga tao mo? But you're not investing in improving their capacity to perform. And this is where mentoring comes in.
So
Diba?
what I'm getting from you is managing takes care of today. Yung mentoring takes care of the future, no? Today and the future. Okay.
So babalik rin sa iyo yan as a manager, di ba? You cannot say, I will, you can be good in the short term, but you will mortgage your future because you have not invested in the growth of the competencies of your people through mentoring.
So I can see that this is beneficial to the employee or the mentee, no? From the context of managing. Pero what do I get in return?
As a leader.
Pasa yung mic.
As a leader kasi.
What do I get? What benefit do I get?
Di ba ang leader is tasked to really deliver results? But how can that result be sustainable? Pag sa kanya lang, di ba? Pag siya lang ang may alam, siya lang ang marunong, siya lang ang ang nakaka-produce nito. Kaya importante to be a good mentor kasi dinidevelop mo, sinishare mo yon sa mga tao mo so that they in turn will deliver results sustainably. So it's really about the long-term sustainability of results.
Okay.
Dadagdagan mo yan.
Sige.
Kasi importanteng katanungan yan. Usually, typical managers, the way they grow their people, they just send their people to training sponsored by HR. But training combined with some mentoring is more powerful to make sure that whatever is learned is applied on the job. There's been a lot of studies that makes that the combination increases the success rate by 70-75%. So talagang kailangan gawin ko. Hindi, sayang yung training. Yun ang sinasabi natin di ba? Theory lang yun. Pero hindi na translate
So
sa
mentoring provides the necessary follow-through.
That's right. It's a good follow-through to make sure that whatever is learned there is applied here. So that benefits the manager. Isn't it? Because it's a multiplier effect. The more competent your people are, the more you can do things within your team.
It's not just about skills or capability. It's also about confidence. Diba? You build the confidence of people so that they grow.
Yeah. Sige.
Kasi diba, for example, for leaders, you need to influence your people and build relationship with your people. And the thing is, kanina we talked about VUCA world outside of the company or the environment. Pero inside, ang dami ding nangyayari sa loob. Diba? The workforce right now is very diverse. So merong Gen Z, may millennial, may boomers, may ano.
May
so how do
boomers
you
ka ba sa-
connect?
Gen X.
May boomers pa, di ba? Aray naman, konting preno. Okay. So, how do you connect with these people? Diba? How do you connect with your employee, with your team, and influence them? Totoo naman, with generation, there are shared characteristics. And there are ways to, connect with them. Pero minsan nakakalimutan kasi sa loob ng workplace yung uniqueness ng kada individual eh. Although they are part of a particular generation, meron niyang experiences and mga passion na they really feel passionate about or importante para sa kanila. And with mentoring, you do conversation. You get to know your people some more. You connect with them. And increases your chances of influencing yung members ng team natin. I think that's an important value of mentoring for the leaders. Nagkakaroon sila ng opportunity to connect and influence more yung kanilang team members.
So strengthens your ability to connect, to relate, to empathize, to listen, right? So, which are all essential leadership capabilities, di ba? Yes.
Siguro dagdag ko lang din dun sa question mo. It's kasi pag puro directing, as a leader, ano mangyayari? Magiging parang order taker lang yung
Dependent sila sa'yo.
dependent sa'yo if something happens. So if you're initiating mentoring, yun nga, yung sa skills natin ngayon in the 21st century, yung critical thinking skills is also being developed when you're mentored, no? So meaning you expand yung horizon if you mentor as a leader. So you also learn from your mentee and the mentor learns from
The learning can be mutual,
mutual yung learning. Depende dun sa
Okay.
situation ng mentor.
Let's move to the next. Nakakisang tanong pala tayo. So, merong real-world challenge yung mentoring, especially in the workplace. Because kung manager ako, hindi ba makukonfuse yung boss ko, ina-expect na mag-develop ako ng mga tao. Right? Pero posible kasi ma-confuse yung mga tao dun sa makausap ko, yung boss ko ba o yung mentor ko? Di ba? So, yun yung isang challenge eh. I'm responsible for the day-to-day stuff, getting things done. And then how do I insert mentoring there? No? Ano yung nakikita nyo mga challenges as sa workplace mentoring by the boss, no? By the manager or the supervisor? And how do they navigate that?
Di ba, one of the good practices that we promote sa organizations is each employee has an individual development plan.
IDPs, yeah.
IDPs, di ba?
Oo.
And usually that is discussed part of the performance management process at the end after all the ratings and everything. Oh, this is what you do next year and this is your IDP.
That's right.
That is a very good tool to use as a basis for mentoring. Because the IDP is supposed to be, when you develop this, you will improve your performance. So this is where mentoring can come in. So it's not something that's out of nowhere that you just insert in the conversation. It's very much part of performance and development are two faces of the same coin.
Okay.
Kumbaga, if you just focus on one, you will not, you will not sustain your performance. You have to do both. Have development conversations and performance conversations.
Okay. So, performance management, meron akong performance conversation. Ito yung KPI mo, ito yung mga ano. And then the developmental conversation is when you wear the mentor's hat.
Yes. So that's why we establish it really as a developmental support, di ba? Or approach. Mentoring is one of them. One powerful. Ang isang pitfall kasi is yung leader, yun na nga focus lang niya, results lang. Diba? So, he has to be intentional about it when he engages in developmental conversations.
Okay. How do I avoid getting my staff, my team member confused doon sa conversation? No? When does the person know na, this is a mentoring conversation and not a management conversation? Paano bang pwede natin gawin doon na hindi nalilito? Nag-uusap kami, should I take orders or is it centered on my development or focused on my development? Anong pwedeng gawin ng manager?
May isa muna akong practical example. Kasi nung nandun ako sa corporate, I had a regional role. Nagkamap ako ng mentoring pamphlet, no? Or what you call that, brochure. For mentoring for people who we deploy overseas. So it's really for the pool of executives or high potential as part of their career development and succession planning na ma-deploy sila sa labas. And so the mentor here has to be an experienced expat, diba? On the process. Tapos ang mentee niya, yun yung mga sa pool. So yun ang very deliberate, formal process na sineset up. I think that's one form of mentoring na kailangan ng clear roles, clear process, clear matching, identification of people. Walang question about nagme-mentoring ba tayo or ano.
Yeah.
I think the formal way of mentoring has all of those in place. There's sponsorship and there is a real result out of that.
So, kailangan, klaro, deliberate. This is a mentoring conversation.
A process. So,
this is a mentoring process that
formal
we're going.
process.
Nag-reflect ako dyan kasi yung kapatid ko works in the Middle East. Ano siya ngayon sous chef siya. Pero simula siya doon as steward, tagahiwa ng sibuyas. Taga-takbo sa tindahan. But he was fortunate enough na he had a boss who became his mentor. No? Sabi niya, 6 days a week. 6 days a week. Manager niya yung kausap niya. 6 days a week. Pero in one of those 6 days, merong isang oras na they were talking about, hindi trabaho pinag-usapan yung kanyang growth, ano nangyari, how yung experience niya for the week contributed to his growth. And he moved from tagahiwa ng sibuyas to line cook, umangat siya hanggang maging sous chef na siya ngayon, ano? And ng executive chef, no? Ganun yung growth niya. Sabi niya, 6 days a week, inis ako sa boss ko kasi ang sungit eh. Ang stricto, no? Because if you're in the restaurant business, sobrang importante nung accuracy, quality. So sabi niya, diktador yun, 6 days a week. Pero 1 hour per week, we share 2 bottles of beer and we have this conversation about my growth. No? So there's no confusion about like what's happening, no, in the conversation. So parang ganun din siguro, no?
Express talaga ng leader yon na mentoring conversation ito.
Oo.
May schedule.
May
diba?
schedule once a week, I think every Friday or something.
Yeah.
Meron silang ganun. No?
Alam mo, Edwin, that can be one form, but another form is you integrate that into your normal performance conversations. When it's time, kasi when you talk about performance and there are poor performance, the natural conversation say, what can be done to improve that? If you use always your management conversation, you become very toxic. Dapat development conversation. Parang sabi, so what do we need to, what kind of support in terms of building your capabilities do we need to do so that the performance becomes better the next time around? So development, yung management conversation should be huli na yan. Kumbaga, kasi pag performance and management conversation, very toxic yun.
Mukhang kailangan nating i-distinguish yan later, no? But let me now go to the next question, yung pitfalls. Lalo na kapag wala ka namang formal training in mentoring, what are the typical pitfalls ng you're trying to mentor? No? Ako, I'll start with one. Yung mistaking scolding for mentoring. Sabi mo, umayos ka, mentoring na. Ano yung nakikita yung mga typical pitfalls ng mga managers when they try to mentor and they're not properly oriented?
It's called giving unsolicited advice.
Why is that bad?
Pag sinabi nating unsolicited, because the mentee or the person is not ready is not ready for advice, not even seeking it, and here you are just giving all sorts of advice. I mean,
When the person is not ready, no?
it will not work.
So, dagdagan ko yun.
Sige mo.
Dagdagan ko lang yun kasi related to advice and telling. When the mentor believes that if he tells, he already mentors. So he continuously just tells.
Yeah.
Diba? So telling, sabi nga natin kanina, may advantages yon. Pero kung ang isip lang niya ay mentoring is just about telling, yun ang pitfall doon.
At saka, yun nga di ba? Mentoring, telling, teaching. Lahat yun, mentoring. No? Yes,
Sa akin siguro it's more of yung mindset of a mentor, which is yung mindset niya to fix. Kung may problema, ang mindset niya is kailangan i-fix ko tong tao na to. So instead of empowering that person or the mentee. Yeah.
Kasi parang ganun no? Yung mistake is associated with the person. So you now have to fix the person to fix the mistakes. Diba? Minsan nilalagyan ng label itong si Ryan.
May pa,
Medyo-
moniker, mga moniker.
Slow to
Si Turtle, Ryan for example.
Mabagal to So I have to fix that. Diba?
Hindi dapat.
Mga pitfalls.
Sa akin yung nakikita ko yung nakakalimutan nila na parang yung experience nila is different from the experience of the person. Sasabihin niya na, nung nasa posisyon mo ko, dali lang yun Bakit hirap tong mga to? Nung time ko, ganito lang yan So yeah, you have the expertise but you also have to recognize na times are different right now, experiences are different. And then also at the same time, minsan nakakalimutan nila yung having that humble bone sa kanilang katawan when they are mentoring because they are the expert. So dapat makinig ka lang sa akin, ako yung pakinggan mo, ako yung dito So parang I think coming from the mindset also, nandun din yung ano yung perspective ng mentor, ano yung iniisip nila when they come into the conversation, and ano yung values din siguro ng mentors that they carry during the talk.
So importante yung perspective taking, no? Yung empathy pagka mentor ka na hindi yung ang iniisip mo lang panahon ko, dali-dali ko lang yan natutunan Diba?
But that's coming from a mindset na I know it all. Di ba? Kaya ako, I'll just give you, and you don't know anything, you know? So, kung gano'n ang mindset mo, talagang puro tell ka talaga, no? Remember, we started the definition of mentoring with learning partnership. So that means to say there can be mutual learning also in the process. I mean, there's something you can learn from the mentee. Yes, you know, he has something unique to offer too. Siguro, mas marami lang yung ano mo, pero there's something that the mentee can also offer.
Ang pitfall doon is when the mentor believes that because he's the expert of that situation or of that field, hindi na siya matututo doon sa kanyang mentee, di ba?
Ito, tingnan ko kung anong masasabi niyo rito. And you probably experienced this yourself being trainers, no? Yung sasabihin sa'yo, especially because for many people, yung distinction between coaching and mentoring is blurred, no? Mga tao ko, bine-mentor ko araw-araw, di naman natututo eh. Yung kinu-coach ko araw-araw, wala naman nangyayari, di naman natututo, paulit-ulit lang ako. Kaya yung iba, biktima nung yung, ang tawag ko dun yung, ako na nga lang ang gagawa syndrome, no? And one observation of mine, and please weigh in on this, is that because they treat it as event-oriented. Like, may ginawang mali, coach ko. May ginawang mali, mentor ko. What do you think of that?
Agree ako doon. Kasi pag event kasi, one time siya eh. No,
Sinabihan ko na.
Ano yun? Okay, yun na yun, mentoring na yun. Hindi. But I think it is a repeatable process. Kasi kung behavior ang ating gustong i-mentor, it takes time. It takes consistency.
Hindi nakukuha
Diba?
sa isang usapan.
Hindi nakukuha sa isang usapan at saka it takes care. Ibig sabihin nagki-care talaga ako sa'yo na magiging mas you become better.
And I think what can make that a continuous process is the IDP. Babalik na naman ako sa IDP. Kasi kung wala kang framework na IDP, it becomes very sporadic eh. But if you know the IDP and you see events like that, how it's related to that, then that becomes the overall roadmap for the continuity for continuously developing you, consistent with the IDP. Di ba, Ed?
Yeah.
IDP might be the, kasi karamihan ng IDP natin ngayon, it's just paper. Anyway, if you have it's never alive.
Compliance lang doon kasi kasama sa form eh.
Kaya nga, that's why mentoring can keep that alive.
Make it more meaningful.
Make it more meaningful.
Okay. Yes, Elsie. And then we move to the next question.
Siguro just to add to that, kasi talaga malaking bagay na may developmental goal kayong pinag-agrihan to begin with. Sasabihin nung iba, mali yung report niya, tinuruan ko siya, minentor ko siya. No, that's not mentoring, that's teaching. Maganda yung presentation niya, ang galing kinoment ko siya. That's performance or constructive feedback. But that's not really mentoring. Pero if we agreed on a developmental goal na, Elsie, gusto ko maging HR manager someday. And then we agree what does that look like. May success measure tayo, may plan tayo how to go about it, may regular tayong pag-uusap how to reach that level, then that is the process, that's mentoring.
Okay.
Para lang medyo magkakaiba yung tatlo.
Okay. So I think we're really moving towards the next question is what does good mentoring look and sound like?
For me, it's structured and intentional. So meaning, yung sinabi ni Elsie, may plan, may metrics that needs to be, or goals that needs to be achieved, tsaka may schedule, fixed schedule. That, yung parang kunento mo rin kanina dun sa Sous Chef, no? May schedule sila.
For me, it's a conversation that has more questions and listening than telling.
Okay.
If I were to put percentages, probably 80-20.
80%
Yung
questions.
questions, listening. The 20%, that's why we called it purposeful. It's only when it is necessary, needed, and when it evokes awareness.
Why is it important to ask more questions than 10?
Because you train the thinking process of, you're developing the person, remember?
Dinedevelop mo yung capacity
The capacity to
critically,
think, and
creatively,
questions is the best way to make people think. Okay? So I think that's the role, the unique role of questions. But at certain times, the telling becomes also a means of further evoking further awareness or making the people even think better. I'll give you one example. I was speaking in one conference, and then somebody approached me after the conference and said, Mr. Plana, this is the first time I'm meeting you. I want to thank you because you have been my mentor all these years. So how did I don't even know him. He always attends conferences where I speak, And apparently, according to him, he learns a lot from me. So that's why he considers me as a mentor, even if I don't know that. And that also happens to me. I go to a conference, I listen to a speaker, and then while he's speaking, my mind just flies, stimulated by what he's thinking. Hindi na ako nakikinig masyado sa ano. But I'm catching my ideas that are being produced as a result of that presentation. So that is what is meant by evoking awareness, creating a lot of insights as a result of what you're hearing or being told.
Yung mga magagaling na speakers sa mga conference na ganyan is that they share ideas and then they ask powerful questions.
Yes.
And that triggers imagination. That's how it feels like you're being mentored as you listen. Yes.
Talk about asking questions versus telling. What message does that convey to the mentee? It tells the mentee that I value your ideas, your thoughts. Diba? Because I ask you instead of me telling you. I am willing to listen to you and that I recognize that you could be the expert of your situation. Kaya mas marami kang alam. Kaya bago ako magsabi sa'yo, tatanungin muna kita.
Okay. Give me an example of kasi narinig ko yung powerful question. Give me an example of a powerful question and compare that to a question that is not powerful.
Powerful questions. Siguro in terms of the job na ginagawa niya, no? Like, kunyari, may situation is that dinidevelop siya for presentation skills. So, you ask first, no? What do you think is your presentation style? So, you ask the person para for him to mirror and reflect, ano nga ba? So, one person would be more empowered and capable to think about himself. And yung pag arrive sila ng action plan, more likely, pag sinagot niya yon, siya yung gagawin niya talaga kasi galing sa kanya yung suggestion. Diba? Unlike kung sinabi mo lang, ito gawin mo, so, tas hindi nag-work, so sisisihin mo pa yung mentor mo.
Open-ended yun, diba?
Open-ended.
I'll give you another example, very quick. Somebody comes to you and says, I have a problem with one of my teammates, colleagues. We're always in conflict. So a question you can ask is, what's the source of your conflict?
Okay.
That's a normal, no? But a more superior question would be something like, how would you like your relationship to be with this person?
Okay. We should.
So that is more powerful and more positive, and it moves the person forward rather than get deep into the hurts and the pains and the issues, no?
Marites lang. Diba? Marites ka.
Parang nag-iimbestiga.
Nag-iimbestiga. Another example, pumunta din yung mentee mo sa'yo, may problema. May isang klaseng question na pwede makatulong, pero tatanungin ko later on anong mas powerful sa tingin nyo.
Sige.
Sasabihin ko sa'yo, did you talk to your boss? Ganon, question yan, di ba? Did.
Did. Yes or no lang.
Or, who do you think you should talk to para makakuha ka ng tulong?
Okay.
Between the two, ano sa tingin yung mas powerful? Mas thought-provoking?
Ayun, sa dalawa kasi napaisip ako.
Napaisip ka, mas expansive, tsaka mas malalim, di ba? Kasi mas maraming options. Kesa yung leading na tinuro kita, question naman yun, pero leading, answer pala yun. Talk to your boss.
Sige.
Siguro dagdagan ko lang yung example ni Ms. Ruby. Did you do this? Did you do that? So that's not for me a powerful question.
Have you tried this?
Have you tried this? Kasi parang may leading na nga eh.
Parang siya, advice hiding as a question.
Yes, that's magandang pagkaka-describe yan. Pero what if your question is like, what do you think are your options to resolve this? What are the pros and cons of these options? And hearing all of those, what do you think is the best solution? And then once you're done with that and you think as a mentor that there's a better way or another way that the person could consider, that's the time also that you could share your expertise and do purposeful telling. But first, you have to explore first. Ano yung alam niya? Kasi adult pa rin itong mga to, di ba? They are adults also.
I'd like to reflect on what she said. Yung isa is, ano yung mga options na nakikita mo to address the problem, solve the problem. And alin sa tingin mo dito yung pwede. Ano yun it evokes two things. Yung isa is creative thinking. So you allow the person to think creatively. And then when you allow the person to analyze yung mga options, you allow the person or enable the person to think critically. So yun yung nakikita kong power ng powerful questions as opposed to, sinubukan mo na ba to? Have you, di ba yung gano'n yung mga have you tried this?
May dalawang words lang na sabi nila, powerful question. Stretch pa. What else? Diba? What else? Ano yun, ang impact nun, nag-iisip ka pa, di ba? Isip ka pa ng hindi mo na naiisip. And then, pag tingin mo, gusto mo, meron ka pa rin mapipiga. Anything else?
Yeah.
You know,
Kasi
diba?
kasi pagka nagtanong ka ng una, usually yung coming from memory, no? Obvious answers. Pero kapag ka nagtanong ka ng what else at saka may iba pa, you're actually stretching the person's creativity. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh.
The other quick definition of a powerful question is probably a question a mentor asks the mentee that the mentee has not asked himself or herself.
What do you mean?
Hindi niya natanong sa sarili niya. Kaya sabi niya, oo nga no. I never really asked that. So, kunyari, may sinabi na nalaman, there's a belief that's blocking you. You ask a question like, what's that belief that you just mentioned na costing you? Mga ganun. Uy, hindi ko natanong sa sarili ko yan eh. Oo nga no.
Ito yung no? Ito yung value ng another perspective.
Yes, thinking questions talaga. Dapat ganun.
Tapos, syempre, tatahimik ka after. Makikinig ka, di ba? Hindi yung parang, konti lang, hindi na sumagot, susundan mo pa ng pangalawang tatlong questions. Kailangan may pause.
Wow, ang dami natin natutunan. Ilan ang
Ayan.
Okay, and anong tawag dito? May mga tanong ba? Okay, sige. Habang inaano mo yan, so later kung may time tayo, magsagot tayo ng ilan. Ayun, meron.
Sige.
Ano yung tanong? As a leader, paano mo maiwasan na maging selfish in sharing skills, knowledge with your team? I guess mentoring, isa sa no-no ng mentoring yung selfishness. You cannot be a mentor kung selfish ka. Di ba?
Yung mindset is more of people development level na you grow leaders. Diba? For them to create more leaders. Yun, yung level 4 leadership.
Yung yung naalala ko tuloy yung si Pido, yung abundance.
Pido Aguilar.
Mindset, Pido Aguilar, di ba? Yung kabaliktaran ng abundance mentality, yung scarcity.
Yeah.
Na kapag shinare sa mga tao, baka mawalan ako ng
Pero remember, Edwin, when you're a leader of a team, kunyari ako leader ng team na to, I cannot imagine myself being selfish in terms of growing you because nakasalalay ang promotion ko sa team result. Di ba? We have a team goal. That's my KPI as a leader. So if I'm selfish to you, but I'm killing myself. Di ba? Self-destruction yun, no? So it's more natural. I need to help you. I need to grow you so that we can reach that. And
kaya ang tingin ko dun sa mga managers na nag-withhold, nag-hoard ng knowledge ay underdeveloped. Mga underdeveloped.
Hindi, siguro a better term for them is they're not thinking about the team. They're just still individual contributor mindset pa rin.
Okay, isa pang tanong. How to isolate emotions in the workplace more effectively? I think especially because kasi I think this is a very relevant question. Pagka manager ka rin kasi nitong tao na to. So pag hindi niya nahihit yung kanyang mga target, may frustrations ka. So how do you separate yung emotion ng manager dun sa goal or purpose ng mentor? How do you manage it essentially? Ayun si Ruby. Sige.
Maybe the term is not to separate. The term is you have to acknowledge na yung tao ay a combination of emotions, presence niya, physical, lahat yun na andun. No? But when we do not have the language of emotions, ibig sabihin, hindi mo naintindihan o alam pag ikay nagiging emotional na, hindi mo ma-manage yun. So, importante, I think, we begin with self-awareness. Diba? How do I deal with emotions? Am I aware of it in the first place? And what are my triggers? I think doon magsisimula nun. Pangalawa nun is, pag alam mo na yon, how do I also, nakikita ko yun pag ang tao ay nagiging emotional. Ano yung emotion niya? Importante yung language ng emotions, kasama yun.
Pero yung emotion ko as a manager and then at the same time as a mentor, kasi pwedeng na-frustrate ako, nabubuisit ako, dahil di sinusunod yung utos ko, di ba? How do I manage that and still be able to mentor effectively?
Gusto niyo? Sige.
Sige lang.
So you're asking the question from the manager's perspective.
Yes.
Kasi parang ano yan part of the self-regulation skill. Kasi, if you just have emotional outbursts unnecessarily, that's destructive, no? So dapat matindi yung self-regulation skills na to use emotions intelligently. So importante yon. I think because you need a different mindset. You can reframe. So reframing can be a very useful technique for you to manage your emotions.
Ano po yun, yung self-regulation, reframing is a function of emotional intelligence, which is one important capability to be an effective mentor. So, it's more than just following a procedure or steps. Maraming mga associated capabilities na kailangan mong i-develop in order to become an effective mentor, no? So medyo paubos na yung oras natin. So I think it has become, I hope at this point, kung kayo po ay nagsimula at tinuloy niyo yung buong isang oras, is yung now, why is it important to invest in developing one's ability to mentor? Bakit? Gastos yan. Kung send ko sa tao sa training, di ba pwedeng manood na lang ng mga video ni Ed? Mga 1 minute, 2 minute video. Will that not make me a good mentor? Bakit kailangan kong fully invest? Kung ako'y may-ari ng kumpanya, why should allocate a budget for developing the mentoring capabilities ng aking mga managers?
Well, sa akin, it's more of, developing leaders and yung succession pipeline. If you care about the long-term growth and sustainability of the organization, you'll invest on mentoring. Kasi kung hindi, there might be certain things na minimentor mo, kala mo minimentor mo na, but hindi pala yung ganun yung tamang mentoring.
Okay, sige.
The key word for me is acceleration. Mentoring accelerates the development of your people because it's guided.
Kasi kung without that, medyo at their own pace, medyo matagal. Sige.
Kasi mentoring at this time and age and into the future ay napaka-critical na skill for a leader to be an effective leader, to share his leadership to his team and to develop his people.
Ako siguro lastly is retention. Because this is a good way to retain young, especially the young talents who are looking for development, career progression. And mentoring already has proven that it's quite effective to do
actually,
that.
dalawa, retention and engagement.
Yes, that's correct.
Ako naman, ano nga yung sasabihin ko? You should invest in developing the mentoring capabilities of your managers because key ito sa long-term success ng kumpanya. It's a very important capability. Lalo na yung mga Gen Zs natin, iba na yung requirement nila dun sa mga leader. So, isang minuto na lang. Ngayon, ito. So, ano ang best way to invest in mentoring, So, sino bang mag-i-invite? Ayan. March, ayan, sige.
So I think we want to take this opportunity to announce that on March 11 and 12 through PSTD we're offering the first ever modern mentor training program.
2 araw.
2 days, March 11 and 12. at the Discovery Suites, okay, in Ortigas.
I-share ko po yung link later sa registration.
So-
One thing na I think gusto kong na sino-sino lang ba sino-sino lang ba itong mga seasoned coaches, talent development professionals,
Tsaka mga veterans din sa
veterans in
ng PST.
Oo, no?
From Australia pa.
Oo. So, we put our heads together and co-created this program. So, nakita namin, ito yung mga fundamentals na kailangan mong ma-develop if you are to facilitate mentoring conversations. Make sure there's follow-through and impact, no, yung mentoring. So, I think this is a very important opportunity. Nakikita natin yung value, no, yung halaga ng mentoring. Kasi doon sa talent development, meron tayong tinatawag na 70-20-10. Yung 10% usually ay trabaho ng L&D, ng
Training,
HR,
training.
and people training,
Kapas.
classroom, formal
Webinar.
education, ganon. Yung mga managers natin, yung mga supervisors, is responsible for the 20 and the 70. Ano ba yung 20? Yung 20 is yung conversations that they have, no? At yung 70 is yung opportunity to practice whatever skills needs to be practiced in the workplace. So kung yung mga managers natin hindi equipped to be good mentors, maraming nasasayang doon sa 70 and 20, and 20, which might explain why a lot of our training money goes to waste. So that's the urgency here of why you should really invest in the mentoring capabilities, developing the mentoring capabilities of your managers. No, kung hindi ka padala ng boss mo, mag-invest ka sa sarili mo. Dahil yung long-term success mo rin, being a leader, being a manager, also includes being a good mentor. Ayan. So, I think that's the time that we have for today. Pasensya na po, may mamayang gabi at 9 p.m. meron akong pahabol. Doon tayo magpuyatan tayo mamaya, magkasagutan tayo ng tanong. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Alright. And
Ayos. Tapos na ba? 100 plus.
umabot tayo ng 3,000.
3,000?
3,000 hearts.
3,000